Imagine you're a prehistoric human. No Wi-Fi, no social media, no late-night messages. Just fire, darkness, and smoke. And somehow, through all of human history, one person looked at that smoke and thought, what if I inhaled it on purpose?
That strange question may have started one of the oldest habits in human history. A habit older than farming, older than the wheel, and perhaps older than our own species. Today we're exploring the bizarre story of why humans began voluntarily filling their lungs with smoke. To understand smoke, we first have to understand fire.
The earliest evidence of controlled fire comes from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, nearly 1 million years ago.
And the creatures using that fire weren't even Homo sapiens. They were Homo erectus, our distant relatives, with smaller brains but surprisingly clever survival skills.
Every day they cooked, stayed warm, and unknowingly inhaled enormous amounts of smoke. Some of those chemicals can affect the brain, altering mood, perception, and awareness. Imagine a tired hunter sitting beside a fire one evening, unknowingly inhaling smoke from a special plant. Suddenly he feels calmer, lighter, maybe even happier than usual. His companions notice the change. Curiosity spreads through the group. Soon someone asks the question that changes everything. Can we make this happen again?
That simple experiment may have marked the beginning of intentional smoke inhalation.
To understand why this worked, we need to look inside the human brain itself. Your brain contains specialized receptors designed to receive certain chemical signals.
Some natural compounds fit those receptors almost perfectly.
These systems help regulate mood, memory, appetite, and countless other functions.
So when certain plants released psychoactive compounds into the smoke, the brain was ready. It wasn't confusion. It was recognition. And once people discovered the effect, they likely repeated it again and again. From that point forward, smoke became more than a byproduct of fire.
It became a tool, a ritual, and perhaps even a gateway to the spiritual world.
Thousands of years later, we finally begin to find direct archaeological evidence.
And that evidence leads us to a remote mountain region known as the Pamirs. High in the Pamir Mountains of Central Asia, archaeologists uncovered one of history's most fascinating discoveries.
Hidden beneath layers of earth lay evidence of an ancient ritual involving smoke. They discovered wooden braziers filled with burned stones and mysterious plant residue. Chemical analysis revealed unusually high levels of THC, the psychoactive compound found in cannabis. Instead of burning wood alone, they intentionally heated cannabis to release its smoke. Participants gathered together as fragrant smoke slowly filled the enclosed space. This wasn't recreation. It was likely part of sacred funeral ceremonies. Long before written history, knowledge of these plants may have spread across continents. Then came a Greek historian named Herodotus.
Nearly 2,500 years ago, he described a strange ritual performed by the Scythians.
The nomads built a small enclosed tent from animal hides. Inside, they heated stones until they glowed bright red.
Then they tossed cannabis onto the stones, releasing thick clouds of aromatic smoke. Within seconds, the tent became completely filled with smoke. According to Herodotus, they shouted with joy as the smoke surrounded them. For centuries, people doubted his story, until archaeology proved him right. The physical evidence matched his description almost perfectly.
But another plant would eventually change history even more dramatically. That plant was tobacco, native only to the Americas.
For thousands of years, indigenous peoples cultivated and respected this remarkable plant. To them, tobacco was never just a recreational habit. It was believed to carry prayers from earth to the spirit world. It united communities, honored ancestors, and marked important agreements.
Everything changed in 1492, when European explorers reached the Caribbean.
The sailors witnessed something they had never seen before: people deliberately inhaling smoke. Curiosity quickly overcame caution, and they decided to try it themselves.
The first attempts were anything but graceful. Within decades, tobacco would spread across Europe, forever changing human history. But tobacco's story may be far older than anyone once believed. In Utah, archaeologists uncovered an ancient campfire nearly 12,000 years old.
Inside the ashes were tiny wild tobacco seeds. Their arrangement suggested they had been deliberately placed into the fire. That discovery pushed the history of tobacco use back thousands of years. If people experimented with tobacco in North America, what were other cultures discovering elsewhere?
Across Africa, Asia, Europe, and Australia, humans encountered countless mysterious plants. Many of them produced smoke, capable of changing the human mind.
Which raises an intriguing question. Why do humans seem so determined to alter their own consciousness?
Some scientists believe the answer lies deep within our biology. A dedicated researcher proposed a remarkable idea.
He suggested that seeking intoxication may be one of humanity's basic biological drives. Alongside hunger, thirst, and reproduction, humans may naturally seek altered states of mind.
And humans may not be alone.
Elephants have been observed eating fermented fruit that naturally contains alcohol. In Siberia, reindeer seek out psychoactive mushrooms. Their favorite is the famous fly agaric mushroom. After eating them, the animals display unusual behavior.
The search for altered consciousness may extend far beyond our own species. Long before modern medicine, smoke itself became a treatment. One of Egypt's oldest medical texts described inhaling herbal smoke to treat illness.
To ancient healers, smoke carried healing directly into the lungs.
Greek physicians later adopted similar practices.
Even Hippocrates described medicinal inhalation using aromatic herbs.
In India, Ayurveda developed an entire system known as dhumapana, literally drinking smoke.
Specific herbs were prescribed for specific illnesses, following carefully developed medical traditions.
Today, we still deliver medicine through the lungs, only with far safer technology. But smoke wasn't only about medicine or altered consciousness. It also brought people together. For early humans, the campfire became the center of every community.
Stories were shared, traditions were passed down, and trust was built. Shared rituals created powerful emotional bonds between individuals.
Those bonds often meant the difference between survival and extinction.
Smoke became part of ceremonies that united entire tribes. Then history took an unexpected turn. After arriving in Europe, tobacco spread with astonishing speed.
What had once been a sacred ritual slowly became a fashionable habit.
Demand exploded, creating one of history's largest global industries.
Industrial manufacturing transformed tobacco into an everyday consumer product.
Advertising convinced millions that smoking represented sophistication and success. For decades, the dangers remained hidden behind clever marketing.
Eventually, scientific evidence revealed the devastating health consequences.
The world began to understand the true cost of addiction.
The original purpose had been almost completely transformed.
A sacred plant had become a commercial product.
Yet the story itself reaches much deeper than modern cigarettes.
Its roots stretch back toward the very beginning of humanity. Perhaps it all began with one curious individual sitting beside a fire. One breath, one unexpected experience.
That single discovery echoed across thousands of generations. Every civilization added another chapter to the story. Smoke became medicine, ritual, symbol, and eventually commerce.
Yet one image has never changed: the glow of people gathered around a fire.
The fire still tells stories, just as it did hundreds of thousands of years ago. Every breath connects us to an ancient journey that began long before recorded history. Perhaps that's the greatest mystery of all. Across countless generations, humanity has changed beyond recognition,